We got ourselves Chicago on team 1. Still sticking to them enhanced guns, changing things out a little bit. CBZU is going to be first up with a nice cordial bow to Chicago. That's going to be Chicago with a Ventio burst here too, which is interesting. Yo, Chicago, literally next patch, every game, if you're hanging out by the Covenant guys, you can literally switch Covenants. If you have the Renown and the Soul Binds and stuff, you can literally just swap around Covenants whenever you want to. It's actually kind of... I don't think they were supposed to implement it this early in PTR. They said it was going to be in a later build, but it looks like it's already in PTR. So maybe just in a COD fix they were able to add it. Chicago get hit with a stun. CBZU starting to go for a fear. It's going to be a Tyrant without all the pets. CBZU, I think, is he just waiting out for like even bigger setup with pets at a later time? Or maybe he's not playing the big Tyrant setup. Maybe he's trying to go for even more pets. I'm not really sure, because normally you would go for like a second Felguard and you would go for like a very, very different build. But he summoned a Tyrant. Maybe just to get super aggressive? I'm not even sure. But he just going super ham. Stun Chicago, getting the insta-cast damage. Got a couple of imps. One imp on the side, literally just one. And that's going to be an interrupt to CBZU's try to get even more pets rolling. And actually pulling his pet kind of away. I think it has a pet on passive. Except whenever he controls the pet to do damage. Second Felguard coming down. Decimated bolt rolling in. Potentially big damage. Dropping down the obelisk. Chicago could actually choose an op to destroy the obelisk in order to reduce some of the damage that CBZUs could do, as well as the damage the pets could do. CBZU's not looking super good right now, though. Some damage coming out of Chicago with the Ghost Wolves, and that's actually maybe overpowering damage. Chicago looked like he was just doing damage passively to him, which makes you think I know what kind of build he's running. The big Ellie build. He basically more elemental shaman than enhancement, really. He just is a he plays the cordiality of I have to walk up a melee and hit you with a storm strike, but the rest of the damage is just straight up magic damage. Look at Molten. He's barely touched Molten. And Molten, look at his health bar. Look at Molten. He's only now storm striking him. But for the most part, he's just AFKing away from Molten. And Molten's just slowly melting. It's the elemental enhancement build. It's the true hybrid we need. Oh my god. Dropping down a big hammer on Chicago. Not really forcing a lot of damage. Not really focusing on a lot of damage. As Molten just kind of waiting down. The Ghost Wolves or Ghost Raptors are in. And this is where, look at that Shield of Vengeance. Slowly but surely, it is going down. Sunder by Chicago. Gonna get a stun into Molten as well. Big Chain Harvest. Not forcing a bubble out of Molten just yet. Trust in the hand of Holy. Trust in the word of glory. He trusts in the Paladin healing Hodge as the Shackles comes out. And Chicago is gonna have a pretty big haze buff into if he has his Covenant fully set up. A big versatility buff afterwards. So potentially Chicago could have really big damage. Molten did use an eye for an eye, trying to keep Chicago at bay from all the melee damage. But Chicago doesn't actually have to be touching Molten to do the damage. Look at the wolves, look at the damage. He barely touching him. Now he swings him, getting some damage. Just Storm Strike while he has cooldowns for it. But even when he peels away, he does fine. Hodge on Chicago, drinking out of the Shaman with a wall as he sees the wings come out from Molten. Hand frame is up just to make sure he is able to move around, able to maneuver. Wall, Earth Elemental is up for Chicago. Trying to see if he might be able to pour it towards Molten. And the Earth Elemental is going to give Chicago that much needed longevity. On a 5-minute cooldown, he is giving him just plenty of health to work with. Ghost Wolves or Raptors are back up. Quick Sunder into a stun. Molten might have to bubble out of this. Stun in Chicago, still taking quite a significant amount of damage from all his pets, as well as all the magic damage out of Chicago. And the Shaman is just still being reckless, just being relentless here. But Molten so far is doing kind of okay. He is getting really aggressive with the holy power spending. Ghost Wolves are in, but then Chicago can make something work. Big haze buff with the versatility buff to follow. Molten actually active in the wings even before he goes in for damage, just for the self heal. And Chicago actually, what is that? What was that? Molten felt fine. It was actually okay. He had wings proc. What if Glory could have came in and he felt like, you know what, I'm actually okay? Just damage out of nowhere. It's not even a big hit either. It's not like a big bursty hit. It's just a hit that's big enough to take him down. But nothing super crazy. Stun onto Windmaker. Chicago's gonna have to play very, very defensive. Massive healing. Literally recovered with lay on hands. Literally recovered with lay on hands. Did Wind burn? He didn't burn the Wind, so I don't know if he burned a BDB. He might have just done images. But that might have been a BDB burst in the opener there. So potentially he might not have anything for later. Flashcraft still holding until Chicago picks up that elemental damage. It's still holding until Chicago picks up the LE damage. Just give it a second. It'll bust through eventually. Zuen joined the fight. So the Ghost Wolves, the images are up. And Chicago has a wall with the Ghost Wolf. Just trying to see if he could get a hell out of dodge. Got himself plenty of self-healing rolling. And that's going to be lots of survivability for the time being. Woodmaker got that big old ring of boopity bob booping Chicago out of the way, trying to zone him out from being able to escape. And Chicago was able to at least recover. And Windmaker turned the damage around on Chicago. Actually could be some substantial damage turned around. That is a lot of elemental damage from Chicago. Royal Dragon Punch, trying to go for a big BDB burst. Does he have a go? No images available. Chicago is going to go for a self-heal. That's still a lot of damage out of Wind with Shackles Addiction onto the Monk. Unable to really break it. Unable to get line of sight far enough out of it. Is able to at least recover a lot of health and maintain himself for now. Big Earth Elemental for Chicago. That is plenty of damage for Wind though. He does have the win. He could be really sketchy. A little bit of a scary. Chicago trying to go for a Thunder into a stun to win. Potentially a defensive play here for more Maelstrom and get himself as much self-healing as possible. Leg sweep, Chicago BDB up. That's going to be full images. Does he have enough damage to take the Monk, the Shaman down? Does get him low with a touch of death. That is a hard matchup for Chicago. Against the Paladin, maybe it was a dampening, or the lack thereof. But against the Paladin, it felt like he stood toe to toe with him the whole time. As the Monk though, the bone does brew, the birds that comes out of it, and the great mobility, he just isn't letting Chicago get any sustained damage on him at all. Maybe that's what's really helping him. Human Racial out of win. I'm going to try to see if he can boop Airless out of the way. And Airless looking for that reset. Playing that subtlety this time. Oh, I like the dagger and the weapon, dude. The frosty look. I'm a fan of that. Big fan of it. But it's going to be the Fleshcraft. Still holding on strong for Airless. Did pop evasion for that one though, to reduce the damage from Win. And since Win no longer has a human racial, he only has Relentless to let him not sit in. He tried to sap him, didn't you? He tried to sap him, didn't you? I don't know if Win realized it was a rogue on top of him or not, but he tried to sap him while channel Fleshcraft, and he couldn't. BDB burst onto Airless. Does he shrink out of it? He might have to. Then it's Fist of Fury. Rise Sun Kick. Lots of damage. Airless trinkets. No, he doesn't even trinket. He just vanishes in hopes that he lives. Oh my god, that was Win without images, without Zuen, just his own Fist of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, Roaring Dragon Punch in BDB. Bone Dust Brew. Airless did not want to get dusted. That is the question. Who is going to get dusted? Who isn't going to get dusted? Does land a step? Kidney Shot is available. It's a full flash if he has got to burn through it. Does he have the damage? Does he have the clean plays? Stun gave Win actually an opportunity to get us re-heal in between the stuns. BDB bursts up. Leg sweep. Does he have everything? Images are up. Oh my god, Rise of Sun Kick burst. All those images. Did all of them proc BDB just now? Because it's like BDB does what adds up 33% more shadow damage to everything you do. Or a chance. A chance to add shadow damage. A chance to add 30% more damage of the damage that you do or something like that. It sounded confusing the first time I read the tooltip. Getting a shot onto Win. A Shadow Directs trying to see if he can make a play here. Flagellation's fully up onto Win. Fist of Fury flying. Got a Shackles and Malediction. Win unable to really get a healing. Trying to see if he can break the shackle. Door of Shadows for the Rogue is going to get a disorient onto Win. Unless he can go, oh, blind to interrupt. Does Win have a trinket backup? That is the question. That blind was DR, by the way. That blind was DR'd. When you use the Ventia port, that is DR'd with a blind. That's interesting. Kidney Shot, does he have a trinket? I think it's over unless he does. He has a trinket. Does he have a way out? Does he have Fist of Fury? Karma at least delays the damage that Shadow Rex is going to do. Cheap shots back to back. Win, trying to get aggressive. Spinning Crane Kick. Does he just go for self-heal? Mobility didn't really work out for him. Enter and interrupt. Does he have Fist of Fury? In cap actually keeps him alive. BDB bursts up. Leg sweep. Does he trinket out? He does. Win, if you have a Fist of Fury, you might just be able to make someone work here. Fist of Fury into Rising Sun Kick. Another rogue down. He's just kicking them all down. This rogue's just trying to climb the fame ladder of the 5v5 1v1 Duels and just kicking him down. He's not letting anyone take that spot. Oh my goodness. Seavark is going to be playing out the Frost Mage. That's interesting. We don't really see a lot of Frost Mage for PvP. We'll see how it works though, right? We'll see how we do, boys. And when looking for the reset, what is the Shaman Healing? Lay on head. Yo, they've nerfed the Shaman Healing too, by the way. Except they nerfed it too, so it's pretty nutty, huh? Seawark landing a poly, going for the Blizzard. Very, very slow play with Win, just trying to root him out. Win breaking the roots immediately, trying not to get slowed down too hard. Blizzards are out for Seawark. I think he's trying to make it harder for Win to close the gap between him and Seawark. Pet this Elemental on the side too. He actually put the Elemental on the side, letting the pet kind of auto attack and win. No, he's actually pulling it back, trying not to give him any cheat whatsoever. Oh my goodness. And that's going to be full roots for Seavark. Win. Going for the incap. At least delaying some damage out of Seavark. Ring of Peace doesn't really stop Seavark. Going to be yet another root and a port for Win with a blizzard around the corner. And Win trying just to see if he can walk out of it. But Seavark, he basically just wants to do as much damage as he can to win without having to fight him. The more damage he can do while he's away, the better. He's going to go for that Shimmer into a root. Win breaks it. That's going to be ultrasound for Seavark. Is that ultrasound going to be enough in Elixir? Does he just die in there? Trinkets. He actually had to trinket. He had to trinket just to make sure he doesn't die, because the monk damage is just something out of this world. Going to be diffuse magic for Win. Actually reverse mirrors back to Seavark. That diffuse feels like a cheat code. The whole covenant ability, now it's sitting on you. Oh, you put a debuff on me? You take it. No backsies. The monk is survivor, dude. Not only is he surviving, but he's also pumping. Just non-stop. Bone Dust Brew monk is basically broken. Win with the massive jabs to cover the distance. Fist of Fear flying. Roots again. Poly onto Win. It looks like Seavark actually just wants to bail out. Is going to get the Shimmer. Win able to recover health in full. But I think for Seavark, it's a lot better to polymorph Win and keep him at bay. And try to avoid all these pets as best as he can all at once. So that's going to be Frozen Orb onto Win. Seavark try to go for a Shadow Melt. Try to dodge Win if possible. And that's going to be another Ice Block. While Win is able to recover. Win Wanker so far is doing just fantastic as a monk in these duels. Just absolutely fantastic. Dora Shadows up for Seavark, getting interrupted on it. Does have a triple shield, but Win with that Rising Sun kick just takes him out. That is so tough. Still at least got mirrors on him. So Klingy might be able to utilize his mirrors to, because Win is going to get counter aggressive for sure. That's a tough matchup. I don't know if a Frost Mage ever is supposed to beat a monk too. That is also worth considering. I don't know if a Frost Mage is ever supposed to beat a monk. Arcane, Fire, I feel like it's a whole nother story. Frost, I'm glad that Frost got some buffs in 9.1, but I think they need more. I don't know what they need, but they need just a ton more. Maybe make Ice Senses hit a lot harder. Big Fist of Fury onto Klingy off that burst with a Karma. It looks like Win is just committing everything. Klingy going for a Shadow Meld. Win looking for that recovery, and so is Klingy. No more Flash Cap for Klingy. And Win getting that Flash Cap at 79% dampener. Klingy at no health whatsoever. Can he somehow recover? Landing the stun to Win. Human racial up. And Klingy at no health whatsoever. And Win! I mean, it's in his name. Who wins? It's in his name. He's here to win 1v5 into that deep dampener. Big old kicks. Big kicks. This man stretches on the regular, dude. On the regular.